Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in to Detroit Shrimp and Aquatics. I wanted to bring you something today that we've been working on. See if you guys like it. Um, it's kind of a nice day today. Wasn't blazing hot. I didn't get a whole ton done. Kind of had a rough time at the post office today. They gave me the wrong box. Whatever, charged me a whole bunch. It was a pain, but whatever. It's a learning experience dealing with those people. But, anyways, I'm glad everyone tunes in to watch this. You guys are making this super, super fun for me and my family. You're making it such a great experience for me and my kids. My wife really enjoys it. We are so lucky to have you guys watching. Try to get our numbers built up, so we can give uh, free things away, prizes, anything, shrimp, mosses, plants. Uh, you know, who doesn't like to win an auction? Who doesn't like to win something for free? Geez, I like to win something. You know, some gas for my car, a Mountain Dew, vanilla, orange Coke, anything. I would love to win some moss or a fish or a little nano fish for, a pair that I could breed and, have babies. Also, anything. So, we don't do this for money. I mean, if money comes along with it, that'll just help us out even more. But I don't do this. My wife and my kids, we don't do this because, we're trying to get money. We're doing this because we're trying to help others with everyday life and try to bring some happiness to people's lives. But yeah, there's a big fish in there. But I thank you all. Look at that little dolphin, little blue dolphin. Got him. He was just a baby. He's been growing and growing and growing. Oh, I haven't been able to tell you guys, uh, but I know I do shrimp, but people, I mean, you guys do know that I have, this tank. I do breed guppies and sell guppies, but this tank is kind of my wife's. But anyways, I have L333 King Tiger plecos in here. Look them up; they're super cool. I bought 5 of them, like, oh boy, probably 6 months ago, and I was looking in here yesterday, day before yesterday, and I seen a bunch. I was like, what the heck is that? There's a lot of them. And come to find out, they had the babies finally. Well, the babies. They had babies because they got them young. Spent a lot of money on them because they think they're super, super pretty. But they love that wood back there. So somebody told me today, throw some cholla wood in there. So I threw some cholla wood in there. But I have, all these caves I built for them. Cut them on my tile saw. They're slate tile, so they come out real nice. Use the silicone. They don't come apart. They're real heavy. These big fish can't shove them around, so it's good. But yeah, so I got me and my wife. I think we counted 4, but that's what we counted. Now the bad thing is these are very large fish that do eat meat. So I don't know if I lost any because I also have fancy fin bristlenose in here that I just put in here, but they had babies for me a while back, and there was like 37 of them. But I don't know how many these 333s have. But I'm just glad that literally I can't see any right now. There must be all hide, not behind that wood, eating the wood. But I'm very happy because they just look so cool. And as babies, they're just even cooler. Love the Bozeman. So funny, a lot of these fish, when I bought them, they literally come like silver, have no color. They always say the real fish that man hasn't touched to change their color when they start off are like, they have no color. And as they grow up, they gain their color. Because that blue one back there is a deep water hap. When I got him, he was like gray, and he had the black lines across his eyes. That was it. Now he's blue and got the big back line, and just incredible. But anyways, yeah, everything's dark in here right now. Everything's shutting down except the big rack. Keep a lot of it. Oh, I got my that's my new tank right there. That tank's from the 60s, the chrome, the Meta, oh god, was it not Metalink, Meta Tanker, whatever. It's the old one, because they went to all glass. I think it was 70, 71, something like that. But that one there has the slate bottom. But I just got some fancy red tigers from Hungtron and Robbie. And yeah, put those in there. Robbie Chan, put those in there. So that's what I want that tank just to be. Well, for now, the fancy red tigers. But anyway, so if I stop talking for a second, I'm trying to think of everything. I should have wrote a lot of this stuff down, but and I don't mean to say a lot, and anyways a lot. I promise I'll get better at doing this. So here we go. When I bought my API test kit, it comes in the black plastic, and you got to pull the lid off all the time so everything doesn't get dirty. You want to keep stuff clean. Well, then, when it's sitting, if you want to get to the other side, the bottles that are on the other side, you don't know what side the bottles are, blah, blah, blah. You got to turn it. It's kind of, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's not like it stresses me out, but it's, I just wondered if there was something else that, I could do to make it easier. I've been wanting to, do something for a while. Well, I saw somebody came out with something. I'm not saying I didn't steal an idea. Somebody came out with something on another app, and it was really nice, but it was a different design, and it still wasn't what I was looking for. So actually did a few things. Printed out a few things. This is done with a 3D printer. It's made out of plastic. Same plastic that my 3D ledges are made out of. So it's really strong, really durable. But anyways, so here we go. Okay, as a shrimp breeder, and I have my tanks. In my situation where I live in Michigan, and in the city I live in Livonia, Michigan, my water is really, really good. I think my pH is like 7.2, 7.3. Maybe 7.4 on worst days. So, everything's really good. Not saying there's nothing bad in it, but I do RO for the shrimp, but not for the Neocaridina. I actually put some minerals in the water, to bump it up just a little bit, give it a little extra. But anyways, so you get these, you get in the test kit, you get 2 ammonias, pH, nitrite, sorry about that, let me put this back, and 2 nitrate, which are back here. You got bottle 1, bottle 2. And then you get a high pH range. But here's the thing. In my situation with what I breed and my pets, I don't need this. My pH does not need to go this high. I don't need to test it this high. I mean, if my pH is off the charts with this, then it's way too high. I mean, if the color's just way too dark, hold on here, I'll show you. My place is a mess. Where's my sheet? Where's my sheet? Oh, hold on a second. Got it. All right. So, here we go. So with my pH here, I'm literally, I'm a 7.2 to 7.4. If I creep up into that 7.6 and I get to that blue, okay. Look, if my blue's so blue, dark blue, then I know it's way up there. It's crazy. I'm in the 8s. I just don't go over. I don't test it. I don't need to. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm here. So in making my test kit, I didn't need to add any more anything like that. So the pH goes back. This high range pH literally can go to somebody that needs it. And over here in the back, I have my KH. I have my GH. And then 2 ammonias. But here's the thing. Okay, we all know when we do the glass vial, make stuff, shake it up, let it sit. Let's kind of act like we did that. Pull it off, we fill up with water, put our chemical in it, shake it up. And look, I even put holes in it. So there you go. So now you got it sitting. Okay, and you do, so many, however many. And when you're done, you take it, go wash it out. Well, then, and the other thing that comes, here's the thing. The only thing you really had before was one of these slots. They turn that upside down like that. Well, the bad thing with that, in my opinion, was the water would sit at the bottom of this cup. And for it to dehydrate properly, to me, it wouldn't dehydrate very well due to the fact that the hole was, it's snug. So that's where I came up with wanting to put it on a pin and making this big tray in here. So if any fluid was to get into there, it would dry away from the mouth of this. Now here's the thing. When you wash these, sorry, my hand goes in there. It makes it go blurry because it's wanting to lock on my hand. When you wash these, so anything that drips out is going to be clean water. So when you go to use these, they're clean and ready to go. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to go, oh my gosh, I turned them upside down and they were dirty. Because you literally clean these off. If you do 4 of them, if you test for 4 different things, and you're like, oh great, now what do I do? Pull all 4 out, set them to the side. Let's put them to the side and then pull more out. But it's like everyone has more vials than actually we have bottles, and we never know what to do with them. So that's why I made so many. There's 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 pins for 12 vials. 4 holes to put them in. Figured, if you do more than 4 at a time, that's quite a bit. So 4 is, in my opinion, which doesn't go very far a lot of times. It's good. Doing 4 at a time is good. Okay, so then, I had the idea also, seeing it on other stuff, but the TDS meters, you can get them in different sizes. Well, this TDS meter, it's big. In my opinion, well, we won't get into that right now. It's big. My favorite TDS meter is a lot smaller. So if you see back here, it's room, a lot of room. A lot of room for it just to bounce around and wobble. So it's not tight. So I mean, you know, if you keep one TDS meter, now this one's snug. I mean, it don't go in tight, but the hole's about the size of it. This is upside down. Yeah, that's tight. Okay, so you don't want to do it like that. Wait a minute, I thought I had it at that. Okay, over here it goes in upside down. But if you put it in regular, it just falls right in. You know, it's just with the cap on there is, you know. Anyways, so it goes in there perfect. But mine, what I like the smaller one, because this pen is just this pen only tests TDS. So you put water in there, you put your minerals in there. That's all it tests. If you go to the tank, you test the tank, it only tests the salts, only tests the minerals. It doesn't test if you got moss, if you got chelwood, if you got Indian almond leaves, alder cones, fish waste, poop, pee, whatever, plants, I mean rotting plants. It doesn't measure any of that. So it'll give you the tightest number. But that's all it does. This one here, this one does temperature. So you turn on, you can go there, 241, or you go to regular temp. So 75.3 it's saying. Down here right now, you know, then you got the whole button. But yeah, so you put this in there, and this sucker, I mean, literally tests everything to where you don't even know what it's testing. So more or less, you have to go, well, okay, well, if it says 150 with just plain, you know, just remineralized water in a tank with no plants, you know, you have to test it like that with no mosses, with no nut, because I don't put anything, nothing for the plants in my tank. I put nothing. So it's just the shrimp and food. You know, I don't put anything to feed plants, to nothing. I don't want them having any chemicals. So, anyways, this thing will go off the charts. This thing will give you way different numbers than this little blue one will. Because this little blue one only tests. It doesn't test anything else. So that's why I like it. I think this thing is the bee's knees. This is, that's the best, in my opinion. Anyways, so both of those fit back there. So let's say you only use one. You only need one. Really, you don't only need one. But the reason I like the bigger one is because, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great. You know, like I say, you just have to tweak it into where you want it. So if this one says that the tank is 110 ppm, okay? Then you stick this one in, and if this one says that it's 145 ppm, then you can write it on the tank, so you always know that that number should be 145 on this tester. Or, you know, you could test them off. They're all coming in like 140, 145. Then that's your number on this TDS meter. Even though it's picking up plants, it's picking up the substrate, it's picking up everything. That'll be your number with this. So they're both good. I just like to use the blue one so I can take out all the other equations, not have to worry about it. But this thing with the temperature is super, super cool. You know, I need to get one of those guns where you shoot the laser, tells you the temperature of the tank. That'd probably come in real handy. But I don't have that right now. But anyway, so, and then what we did is we wanted to angle the bottles so you could actually see what they are, so you didn't have to turn this thing around. You could read it. And if more than anything, you know, if you've been around it long enough, you just know the colors. So, you know, ammonia's yellow. You know, GH is green, KH is like a light green. You know, you got purples, pinks, pH is blue, you know, stuff like that. So anyways, this is what I made. I'm trying to bring this to everybody. It's got my, I had a nameplate on here. Actually, I have another one sitting over here, but it didn't have the holes up front. So here, I'll show you this one real quick. Didn't have the holes up front. See, it's got my name. But you had no place to put the bottles. So I have a lot of friends that own their own businesses, their own pet stores. And they said, well, Brian, come on, where are we going to put the bottles? And I'm like, what? You just put them on the counter anyways. And they said, yeah, but, if you add it to the kit, we could put it all like that. So this is what the kit used to look like. Now that's what the kit looks like with the 4 bottle holders. And, I just went off of people that own their own business that are very interested in this and actually want some. This is what they wanted. This is a kind of a poll I took, and this was it. But anyways, another thing I wanted to add back here. So let's say you have one TDS meter. You can use that side for anything. You put a pencil so you can jot down, stuff that you want to know. You can put, let me see if I got it over here. Gosh, I don't have it over here. Anyways, you can put like spoons, long plastic spoons. Some guys that buy shrimp food. Oh, here's some here. Guys that buy shrimp food gives me, and only if you're older, probably around 45 and older, would you remember this. But McDonald's used to give these coffee stirs away. I don't know where this gentleman gets them from, but it reminds me. But he sends these to me. But these are excellent for when I feed my powder, bacteria, anything. But I mean, you could keep your spoons back there, anything. But this thing, I mean, it's got everything you need, in my opinion. And I wanted to make it also to where, let me see if I can get one here, to where the stuff doesn't fall out. So you pick it up, don't have to worry. Look at that. Nothing comes out because I made the base real thick. It comes up really high. So to show you how high, I'll pinch the bottom of this bottle. So you're talking all the way up to the words above. So that's I don't know, inch and a half. Here, I got a little baby. I got my son's tape measure over here. So let's see. From those words down, we'll start at an inch and go down to the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, so approximately an inch. Yeah, 15/16, right around there. So that's pretty deep. So it won't fall over. Well, I'm not saying it can't, but if you're not crazy with it, it won't. Let it. You can put TDS and a spoon. Okay. So since we brought that, if anyone's interested in this, just PM me. Contact me, because that takes, I mean, you're going to really be surprised. It takes me 10 hours to make this. 10 hours. My machine runs 10 hours straight to make this. It's a lot of material. It takes a long time to make. So it's not like I can make 5 a day. So if it's something you want, you're going to have to let me know. Please, like I said, just message me. And let me know, and we'll talk price and get one out to you if it's something that you want. Okay, 2. A lot of you guys see I make 3D ledges. It's not like they're new. Not like anyone else doesn't do it. But I try to do the different colors because I think the different colors are really cool. So, of course, again, they have my abbreviated initials on there, Detroit Shrimp Aquatics. So I have the black, white, the green. The green looks really cool. I think the green looks really cool. The blue looks cool. The white looks extremely cool. Everybody knows the black looks cool. So then, the blue, of course, like I just said, I like it a lot. I think the blue's phenomenal. Then this clear is really good. It's not completely clear, but it's, clear plastic. So, and then here I just got today, the new ones I just got in, because what I'm trying to do is be versatile and give, everything everybody's doing and with tanks and what you're able to do with them and the colors that you can put in them. I mean, it's just crazy how incredible you can make a tank look. So with, bringing blue, sky colors, plant colors, I actually brought a red. So the red, I think, is super cool. I mean, if you have a bunch of plants in your tank, colored plants that have red in them, I mean, it'll go great. It's kind of like painting the wall. But people ask me all the time, oh, what's a 3D ledge for? What's the big deal? Well, there is no big deal. It's just something to change the look of your tank. Because, in my opinion, you have all this stuff all over the bottom of the tanks, and I have it. I mean, you can see it's all over the bottom of my tanks. All this moss, incredible moss, looks great. Shrimp like it, but I'd rather have it up and maybe on walls, the glass hanging down, and make like a blanket. I'm coming out with all these cool designs too, so you guys just keep an eye out for it. But it gives the shrimp a place to perch. They really, really enjoy it, and then they just sit up there and they eat all the bacteria and everything that's growing on that moss, same as they do on the bottom. But it's kind of like their own little hangout, and they hang out with some friends up there, and and then they'll jump to another one, and then they'll jump to another one, and it's I don't know. Is it boring for them to walk around on the substrate all day or just sit on the filter? I don't know. But if it is, give them something to hang on. But those are $5 for two of them. I mean, it's they're heavy duty. They're nice. They're not super thick. They're thick. I supply the suction cups, everything. All you got to do is buy it. Now, I do sell them with moss on them. I have them with moss on them. All my tanks are shut off but a few. But I could show you that another time. But you can just, take a clipping. And, they say, oh, you can go around it with fishing line. Yeah, you can. Or you can just take a little old rubber band, pop it around there, hold it in place, and leave it sit there for a month till the moss grows through it, and then just take the scissors, clip the rubber band. It pops right off. The moss is already locked onto there. You never have to worry about nothing. Super easy, super simple. Okay, so let's move those out of the way. And I wanted to give a shout out to Jason at Jadrin Aquatics. Thank you for posting that video with you feeding my food to your shrimps. It's pretty cool that you did that, because there's so many foods out there that people use, and it's nice that somebody gives you a chance and that takes the time out, and they actually will promote somebody's stuff that they believe in. I'm not a big name, and I'm not these guys that have all these fancy schmancy bags yet, but I put love and care in everything that I do, and try to make it to where your pets, your animals, shrimp, fish, whatever, are as healthy as mine. So thank you very much, Jason. I watch all your videos. They're super, super cool. Very informative, and I appreciate the shout out that you gave me. So, all right, next part. Some people like to put dishes in the tanks. Actually, they do sell. Hold on, I got some down here. Here's a bowl, glass petri dish. And the thing is these are, they're kind of expensive, because I buy them and then I have to sell them, so I have to add some stuff on there. But it's like, okay, that's cool, it's glass. It is, actually, it's cute. These are real small. The bigger ones cost even more. This sucker's only 2 3/8. Yeah, look at it, 2 3/8 cross outside diameter. It's kind of small, but if you have a big, huge tray, how many shrimp do you think you're going to eat at one time? I don't know. It's not bad. But with everyone that does their tanks up and puts a bunch of cool stuff in it, I try to do that. It plants Try to make them look super cool. I sell all the plants in here. No CO2, no fertilizers. I mean, no nothing. Everything's just all natural. And I've said it a million times. The trick behind it is you put them in there and you don't touch them. Leave them alone. Listen to Corey at, Aquarium Co-op. That guy's a master at plants. But I did all this before I ever listened to Corey. I mean, has he got good products? Sure he does. Everybody brags about it. So, I mean, if I ever chose to use it, I'd use his stuff. But I don't need it. Because I'm not doing any high tech. But all my plants are really, really, really good. So, with that, you might want to put a tray. So, it's like you can get one like this, which is cool. But what I like to do is mix it up because, I'm getting close to 50, kind of old school. So I thought, well, what would look cool other than a feeding little bowl? So that's when I came up with the idea of canning jar lids, mason. These are back from, who knows? I don't even know when glass mason jars were out. 50 years ago, maybe, if not longer. But how cool is that? To have that in your tank is your bowl. Yeah, it's not as deep as that, but guess what? When it's not as deep as that, then, you don't have a feeding dish full of snails. They just walk right in and eat really good. But it's classic. It's a mason jar lid. A canning lid that you put in there, and it's glass, and it can be a talking, you guys can have conversations about it when you have friends over. So, I got a couple like that. I have a lot of these, but, and then this one is, who makes this one? Care. So this is a care. Care. Okay, so this one's a little different. This one, the lip is in a little further. So you still have this feeding area that the food sits in. You got that lip to hold it. And they can just walk right in, go over that lip, and they eat right out of there. Okay. Then you got this one. This one's like super, super cool. This is a ball. Everybody knows ball. Glass ball. Super cool. This one is kind of like that one with the lip, but it's bigger. So, you're looking, size-wise, here you go. That whole tray right there is just a hair larger than this lip right here, than this eating area. It's not much of a difference. More or less it's the curve of the glass. So, I sell those. I just think that's so cool to have that in your fish tank. Everybody's like, what is that? And you're like, it's a canning jar top. Glass lid. And then the last one I have, well, I think it's the last one. I have more in there. This is an Atlas. And this one, as you see, sorry, I'm shaking. I'm holding on the very edge of this glass. Plus, I have tremors. This one has the glass design in it, the etching. So it's got that design in it. Now this one's like the other one, the small one here. But it's cool because it has all that design in the glass. So it looks like, it's maybe like it's got air bubbles in it, but on this side it's kind of rough, but it's got that nice design. But this stuff's all old stuff. So you put the food in there, and there you go. So like on my tanks, let me see if I can zoom this in for you. I also make feeding tubes and sell them. Instead of the glass, I have the plastic, but I have the trays at the bottom. I have all sorts of different types of trays that I go to flea markets and I buy stuff, that they try to charge, $100 for and say it's old. Well, it is old, but I'm not going to pay that much, these aren't cheap, but, they're not that expensive. Put it this way, I charge for these the same amount as I charge for this. So if this is okay, then fine, I'll sell you that. But if you want one of these classic lids, that'll work just as fine. And be something to talk about when your friends are over. Then I can do that. A lot of times when you do auctions, I'll give away the 3D ledges, stuff like that. But yeah, anything you need, let me know. I have Indian almond leaves. I have alder cones. I more or less can get anything you want. I keep cholla wood in stock. I'm out right now, so I guess that's kind of a fib. But I keep that in stock. I have tons of mulberry leaf powder. I have my food that Jadarin Aquatics speaks so highly about, and that's a shrimp cake. Here it is. I just got it down here. I was filling orders with it today because everybody keeps calling me wanting some because of Jason. And again, thank you, Jason. But this is my homemade stuff. So, I don't put any flour in it. There's no added. There's nothing in it to weigh it down. So what you see in there, the only thing that makes it stick together is eggs. So all the protein. But yeah, I don't put anything in there. All the light green stuff, it's all vegetables. Spirulinas, everything. I'm not gonna, tell you every ingredient I have, but it's all expensive stuff that I buy at the health food store. It's real deal, organic stuff. So yeah, I got that. So you can do that. You can order that. That's $5 for 10 grams or $9 for 20 grams. I then have, hold on, I'll show you the powder I make. Move this, I have so much stuff. Set it down right there. Then, don't get me wrong, I don't just feed my food. I spend lots of money on, shrimp fit, a lot of Dennerly stuff, Bacter AEs, Shrimp King 5 leaf, all that stuff. I mean, I feed all my guys that stuff too, but I like to, make this stuff to make it more natural, like the habitat they came from. So here's my mulberry leaf powder. So like I tried to say, you could buy the leaves all day. I'll sell you leaves all day. But here's the thing. When you put it in the tank, just like an Indian almond leaf. Excuse me. You put it in the tank, the shrimp tear it up, and then they leave the vein of the leaf. It's in your tank. You got to pick it out. Well, with this, there is no leaf. It's all ground up. And they eat everything. So nothing's left behind. So if you see this, that's all this is just mulberry leaf. Nothing else. It's a process. It takes time to get it here. People are like, oh, well, it's just a leaf. Well, yeah, it is a leaf. But, pick the leaves, dry them. Oh, there's a little stemmy that didn't get ground up. Dry them, then put them in a blender, and then put them in another